Whoa. Mike Muse is an industrial engineer, a music executive, a political architect. He breaks down the intersection of politics and pop culture. This is the Mike Muse Show.
What's up, brother? It's your boy, Mike Muse. Welcome to the episode of the Mike Muse Show. Listen, Happy New Year, everyone. As you know, I try and bring you exciting conversations. And listen, I know you guys are all doing your resolutions right now. New year, new me. I know the gyms is hella crowded right now. Everyone's trying to figure out how to lose that weight as we prepare for summer. Can you believe it? A summertime body already that we have to prepare for, which is nuts. But no better time than now, man, to start thinking about that summer body. And listen, every show is going to have some trainer talk about some basic health program, some basic workouts, some basic exercises. But as you know me, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. And I'm sure for those of you who are listening in your cars, your trucks, in your office, at home, you may not be able to see this individual who is to my right. But for those of you who can see us right now, he's a familiar face of the Mike Muse Show. He is obviously my personal trainer. I don't want to claim that right now because I picked up a few during the winter holidays or whatever, but we'll be back in the gym pretty soon. He's been on the show before. He is the official fitness expert and guru of the Mike Muse Show. Welcome back, Mr. Raphael Edwards. What's up, man?
Mike, what's going on, bro?
You're always fashionable, dude.
Well, I try, man. I try to dumb it down this time since last time you was talking about it too much. I wanted to make sure we were on par. As
of right now, so we're going to play B-roll. So hit the B-roll to see what he was wearing the last time that he was here. This really dope leather jacket that you rock, man. It weighed 50 pounds. So you had to have at least a workout and have some muscles just to rock
heavy.
The thing.
It's all the hardware on it is extremely heavy.
So you can't wear that often.
Yeah, I don't wear it that often. The first time I actually wore it, I got dizzy because the leather smell was so strong, and I was jumping on a flight to L.A., and then it was so heavy. Yeah. So the combination, I was like, yo, this is crazy. But I've gotten used to it since then.
Yeah, and you still find take a little lumberjack throwback, a little Biggie, little remix though.
You know.
So is it for people who are 6'7", look good, have great bodies, have to be fashionable? Is that what I'm gathering right now?
I don't think that's the case at all. I see a bunch of people running around the streets looking like whatever.
Shots fired, people.
Me personally, I just I like to look nice.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough that I know what's fashionable and what's in, and I have a guy that works with me. As you know, my boy Drew Beckenberg.
Oh yeah, he's a man.
So he and I work together so I can stay on point.
Yeah, the dopest shot that you had is you in this mask hanging from the rafters or railing.
Oh yeah. That's my alter
down.
Ego, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, so everybody's in comic book characters now going on right now. Yeah. But I think a big part of that, man, is you clearly have the height and have some genes, man. But you have an athletic career, right? You were a one-time professional athlete yourself. Talk to us a little bit about that.
I was a one-time professional athlete, damn good one.
Yeah,
at that,
really good.
So since I was 17 years old, I've never not led my team in scoring and or rebounding.
Wow, stunned. Yeah, so, that's incredible, man.
I was okay, and I put a lot of work into it, so I can say that. Some people get on the mic and they're like, "Oh, this was okay." Yes, no, I could say I was good because I really worked hard at it.
The reason I want to bring you in here, Rob, for all the reasons and a number of the reasons right now, but I'm noticing a trend of people trying new ways to stay in shape, right? And I really want to bring you here from the basketball because I have homies right now who are still trying to do full pickup games, still trying to run full court, and I'm like, bruh, you work on Wall Street. You're an attorney now, man. Stop. You have kids. You can really do some damage to yourself. But I think people are just looking for new ways to kind of work out, and I feel like basketball has become the new go-to cardio, along with boxing, along with some form of Muay Thai, mixed martial arts kind of perspective. As a trainer, do you see a trainer just part of who you are? We'll talk about all the other aspects of it too. But as a personal trainer aspect of you, do you see people looking for new ways to work out besides the basic crunches, pull-ups, sit-ups?
Yeah, that trend has been forming for a while now. That's why, people were doing the whole CrossFit and they want to do grit boxing or Rumble.
Yeah. Rumble's big now.
Rumble's popping off for a bunch of different things. But what they fail to understand is, they always want something different. Oh, something different, challenging. But you have to pass the first challenge before you go to the second and third and fourth. So how about you get yourself where you could get past stage one before you just keep trying to do all these different things.
The fundamentals.
And you end up messing yourself up.
Yeah.
I'm a big fundamental person. All great things were built from the ground up.
Rob really is about fundamentals and the core, and it got really boring and repetitive and frustrating because I wanted to start doing all the cool exercises I saw on Instagram.
You gotta wait. Your body has to be ready to do that stuff. You know what I mean?
But let's talk about that though, because a lot of people right now are watching fitness gurus, quote unquote, like on Instagram. Instagram has become the new fitness influencers, if you will, and I see some people doing some crazy exercises that doesn't even look like it's exercises. I was like, you're doing that clearly for the likes and for the clickbait, for the comments. So before you guys try and do all those things and hurt yourselves
and be out of commission and set yourself back weeks or even months, you need to go with the basics, strengthen the core, and then gradually move up. If you have a trainer, I'll tell you now, if you have a trainer that's trying to make you do 1,000 burpees in 30 seconds, he's not the right person for you.
So, Rob, like, what do you think, off the top of your head, and I want to be very clear, I hate, 5 things you can do or 10 steps to this. I don't want to go that route, but for an individual who's looking to get back in shape, who wants to do more funner type exercises like CrossFit, maybe some type of Rumble if you don't have Rumble in your city, some type of boxing for cardio, or maybe you want to go to your gym and do like a full court pickup. Before you start doing that type of stuff, what are just some of the basic things that people should kind of focus on to kind of protect themselves from injuries?
I think if you're a novice to training and you just have a couple of things, I think you should do like circuit training for one. But you could do like 4 to 5 different total body exercises. Now, if you're playing basketball or Muay Thai, something you want to do things to protect your joints and your knees is very important. So you need to strengthen your quads. Your hamstrings.
So don't skip the leg day. Is that what you're saying?
Don't skip the leg day, fellas. Do your core stuff. Do things for your back, and then stretch and flexibility. Because while moving and doing all these active things, you have to be flexible. You don't want to pull nothing. You want to, and if you stick to those main things that I just said, it will pretty much allow you to branch out into different things. If you want to get into boxing or Muay Thai or basketball or flag football or.
Which people need to cut that flag football out.
Or fantasy football.
I was just as fantasy football.
Yeah, so a lot of people do fantasy football. So,
I have some homies who are doing flag football right now who are professional with wives and kids, and they're literally getting tackled still, right? I'm just like, we're too old
banging
for that
themselves
now.
Up.
Yeah.
Like I get hurt more when I play basketball on Sundays with my boys in Brooklyn than when I go to spar or when I kickbox or something. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I wake up sore. It's a wrap.
So I have a question for you. So those individuals who may not be into the flag football, who may not be looking into doing Muay Thai, MMA, so you mentioned flexibility. So something's come to mind that I'm actually considering myself is yoga. Talk to us about yoga. Do you recommend yoga? Can yoga be beneficial for individuals who, A, maybe want to do the MMA, the boxing, maybe want to do more basketball, full court type individuals, but also, too, for maybe somebody who may not want to do a full workout, may not want to do the HIIT type circuits, right? Could yoga be good for your limbs and for your joints?
Yoga can be good, yes. And then also, I've put together a core moves that's yoga-ish.
Oh, okay.
But it's at a higher pace.
Okay.
So you still get the movements and everything, the flexibility, the stretching, but you're moving more like an athlete.
Got it.
So, it can help, but some people don't have the time, the hour to just go that slow pace.
Yeah.
Some people want to get at it.
Yeah.
So,
Now, talk to me a little bit about boxing. I feel like now everyone is trying to incorporate boxing, right? Like, even you and I, when working out, you often incorporate boxing moves and boxing techniques. I'm seeing it now more so on the Instagram. I'm seeing it now just people talking about going to a new boxing gym that's opened up in their cities. Talk to us a little bit about that trend, if you will. I don't mean to diminish it as a trend, but that new style that's becoming popular.
It is a trend.
Yeah, there's a trend.
It is a trend.
And talk about the benefits of boxing, right? Because one, I've learned through you that it's a very technical sport, actually. And so you don't feel like it's working right away, but talk to us about being consistent with it.
Yeah, so as you said, the new trend is a lot of trainers are doing boxing and stuff, which is cool. What I suggest is go back. Fundamentals. If you're going to try to teach someone how to do something, you should first learn the proper way to do it. And a bunch of these guys don't know how to do it, and they're doing all these pretty pad sounds because they saw Floyd Mayweather do it. They saw Money May do it. So they're doing all these, and people that don't know how to fight, and they're putting their hands down and turning their shoulders. I'm like, dude, and all these celebrities now are going to do it, and let me film myself box. Dude, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to think that it's sweet,
Yep.
and you're going to end up getting knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. So
you're going to realize that, you know what I mean, that all the pad sounds you were doing, all the beatboxing, it's not real, and you're going to get knocked out.
So, truth be told, me and Ra are like homies. This is a big brother of mine. We go way back, and I think he takes more risk with me as his client. And speaking of like getting hurt,
everybody.
Oh, he does everybody.
Oh yeah, I have insurance.
Everybody gets his work.
I have insurance. Everybody gets at it with me.
Rob, when I was first starting doing this whole boxing thing, I break the fourth plane. Rob, I look at the camera a lot. So if you want to break it too, that's your camera right there too as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But dudes, when I was doing it, I would keep my hands down often. I wasn't used to training it. And this fool would literally hit me. Literally hit me in my face to remind me to keep my hands up.
I slap my female clients in my face.
That's crazy, dude.
One of my female clients, we kickbox together, and when I'm demonstrating her, I kick her.
That is insane.
I kicked her last night, and she was like, ow, that's not a demonstration. I'm like, tighten up. Let's go.
Yo, the first time he did that to me, I was like, wait, I know we cool, Rob, but you're taking this brotherly thing a little too far, man. Like, work with a brother, man. Like, you're 6 feet 8, 9, 10. I'm like 5 feet 7, man.
Yeah,
easy.
Your
reach is strong, man. Your reach is strong.
You gotta learn.
And speaking of reach, I want to ask this a boxing question for you right now. So, excuse me, listener, I'm about to go off track just a little bit. I know you're a boxer yourself, MMA. What are your thoughts on Anthony Joshua? Do you think we actually saw him win recently back in December against Ruiz? Now that he's reclaimed his belt and his titles back, do you think that he is ready to handle Deontay Wilder?
All right, so you put me on the spot. So I'll say this. Technically, fundamentally, he is a much better boxer than Deontay Wilder. But Wilder has that X factor.
Yeah.
Which is his right hand.
That right hand is crazy.
And Wilder is like, you have to be perfect the whole fight. I just have to be perfect for one punch.
That's it. Bottom line. And that one punch will knock you out. And we've seen
it, right? Because Ortiz is a very good fighter. Ortiz is winning that whole fight.
The whole fight, bro.
And in the last 30 seconds of that round, he got on the wrong side of Wilder.
Yeah.
And he ate that right hand, and the right hand, it
landed
finished him
perfectly.
It finished him.
And when you see the slow replay, man, the sweat just left his face.
It finished him, and landed on the people at ringside, as it tends to do.
Ortiz was dry. You know what I mean? Like,
he was done.
At all.
What I think, though, I did think that the ref should have gave him a second more. He called it because Ortiz was once a champ himself.
Yeah.
So you give the champions that thing. But, Wilder, his fundamentals, and I've been saying this forever because I know people that work with his camp and his promotion. Yeah. His fundamentals suck. I don't know why. If he's a pro, he can't get better with his fundamentals and become a real all-time great.
Yeah.
Not just a great because the people you're fighting aren't that or because you have the one punch, but he has that one punch. So
I think he's leaning on that one punch, man. And look, I get it. If I was him too and I had that one punch too, I don't know if I would really focus on fundamentals because that may take away the power and the impact of that right hand punch that you have.
But if you love your craft, this is what you do. You study it.
Yeah, you do. Which is why I'm interested to see the fight with Anthony Joshua because what made me think about it is you mentioned Floyd Mayweather, who I'm a fan of his boxing technique. He puts on a masterclass every time he boxes. And I think what people fail to realize is like he's protecting his longevity with that brain.
He's
right?
An artist.
Like he doesn't get hit, so therefore he doesn't have to worry about like all those concussions and those type of brain damage I can do.
He's an artist.
He's an artist with it. And I saw Anthony Joshua kind of adapting some of that style and technique.
People don't want to see a heavyweight do that though. They didn't want to see Floyd do it. So they don't want to see a heavyweight do it.
We want those big hits, those big shots, man. Okay, but to move on now, back on track.
Cool. Back on track.
Back on track, man. Now that we kind of just talked about the cardio from boxing, and also too, listeners, I just want to just double down on that, right? Like I will say too, as you guys get more into fitness and as you incorporate boxing a little bit more, really check out some of those fights that you see now. Even if you really weren't into it per se, look at some of their techniques, right? So when you're in the gym on your own, you can see how it comes out to play in real life, and now you have a better experience with boxing, right?
And you can respect it more on what they're doing. You respect it more because you're like, you're thinking about a million different things at one time while you're running out of breath, while you're getting punched in the face or the body. Yeah. And you still have to think.
You do.
You
think about the cardio. So it makes me go harder mixing cardio and boxing, and just to kind of create more stamina, just knowing really what it takes to be at that high level of performance. Speaking of cardio, speaking of running up and down, we've been talking about basketball. You yourself said you focus on the fundamentals, right? You do what you know before you can advance on. You doing what you love, which is basketball, right? Yeah. You are now entering into a new foray of your career, your personal and professional development. I'll let you break the news to the listener on some of the things you're doing right now over in Africa, I believe. I think it's really cool, really big. Talk to us right now about your newest endeavor in Africa, brother.
Yeah, well, the NBA started a league, put millions of dollars into MBA Africa, which is the BAL, the Basketball African League. And I put together a team of investors, and we purchased a team in Cape Town, South Africa.
Congratulations, brother.
That
is huge.
Thank you.
That'd be just for everything that Africa is right now, the continent, to how we're looking at it from like Afrobeats, how Africa has now become a destination economically. It's been an economic engine. We've had the CEO of Kenyan Airlines on here very frequently really talking about how just having a direct flight from JFK to Nairobi can really change the region and trickle-down effects of economics. Seeing now that Miss Universe is from South Africa.
Yeah, that's dope, right? I saw that.
Yeah, so the continent is really experiencing this fantastic renaissance now. And so for you to be part of the NBA and bringing the league over to Africa is just absolutely incredible. And I think it's a new frontier for economic development and for culture. Talk to us about why you decided that you thought the time was right for you to jump in on that.
It was right. I mean, I got the phone call, and it was actually asking me to link them with an NBA guy, like a former NBA guy. And when I heard the money levels, I was like, hold up.
Yeah.
You know, like, how dare you think that you could do something this big? Yeah. But, you know, that's me.
Yeah.
And I said, I think I could pull together a good group of people. You know, we could do this ourselves. And then with my basketball experience and thing, I believe that everything that I've done up until now has prepared me to do this.
That's
what I'm about to do. So I'm extremely excited. I'm not nervous.
No, I think it's
excited,
brilliant. I'm excited for you, dude. Like when I found out, I knew we had to talk about that and have you on to that. Talk a little bit for those of us who are not familiar with like how's it going to be structured, right? Is every country going to have a team, or just certain countries are going to have a team? Certain major cities from the countries are going to have a team. Talk a little about the structure of it.
So the structure of the BAL is they took the blueprint from FIBA.
Okay.
So it's the Euro League.
Okay,
right?
got it, yep. So
you have regions, every country, not every country will have a team, but the countries that they've selected would have teams. So it's six teams that's in the inaugural season because they played in the African Basketball League already. Now what they did was have regional tournaments in 6 other places. So the winner of those 6 move up to the BAL. So then now when you play your season, whoever's record ends up on the bottom 6, they have to go back down to the regionals, and next year they have to play their way back. So the top 6 teams stay in the BAL.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, it's just like EuroLeague. It's a proven system to work.
Yeah.
And what it does is it makes basketball popular in these cities, in these countries, because now it's growing and festering and then rising up. So,
but I think that's going to create more economic development. I think when it comes to building new arenas,
right?
I think it's going to come to merchandising, right? I think it's going to come to trickle-down economy. You're going to need citizens to actually work in these arenas, right? It's going to create
a ton of jobs, man. A ton of jobs.
Restaurants,
open the doors,
exactly. Hotels,
this
everything. Is amazing. So listen, if you got some extra cash that you got from Santa Claus from the holiday break, man, make sure you give Rod jingle. So you can do some investments, man. Talk to us about some of the other cities that you know of right now that are participating in it.
Nigeria, Rwanda.
Anybody in Kenya yet?
Cameroon.
Yeah, nice.
Maybe
Kenya,
I believe also.
If not, I'm going to work on that right now. Yeah, I have a trip coming up to Kenya, so let me see if I can make some calls. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Egypt.
Wow, that's insane, man. Yo, I mean, just imagine, too, as well, the eyeballs on that, right? And so not only the eyeballs on that, but also, too, the cultural exchange of how individuals who may not be familiar with the continent itself, right? Because it's so funny how people look at Africa as a country, right? But like, we get a chance to see the continent in all of its glory, all the all the unique individuals that make up these countries. Because always the NBA, I love like B-roll, the packaging, the story, the packaging of the players, right? Even in the United States, I can't wait to hear some of the packagings that would take place with some of these teams. So basically, I just created a position for myself with your team as a content creator, so the chief content officer. Thank you, Rob, for hiring me. I appreciate that. Yeah.
You see how you just did that?
Yeah. I see her not saying nothing. Yeah. But I got you on camera, man. That smile says that I'm hired as the new chief content officer to help you with your B-roll packages and to interview the players and really get the stories out there, Rob.
The stories.
This is for you. I'm trying to help you
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
You're
welcome.
Thank you,
Mike Muse. Thank you.
Anything I can do to help, man. But why did you decide on Cape Town, man? Talk to us a bit about why Cape Town.
Cape Town, well, the only city in Africa that you could actually drink the running water. Mm-hmm. The only one. It was colonized by the Dutch. They speak English, so even when you're over there, you get that whole European feel, the cobblestones, the this, the that. The weather, if I had to describe it, would be a mix between L.A., Miami, and San Fran.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
And it's one of the wealthiest cities that we have in our country. So the
why
marketing,
yeah.
dollars, why not me there,
And Ron, just so you know, I've been to Cape Town, brother. So I already know the landscape, right? I already know the geographical regions. I love the wine country there.
The wine?
Right?
How did I leave out the wine? The wine country is ridiculous, right?
You see me selling myself for this opportunity.
I know.
I'm really excited for this.
You're displaying the full resume.
Like right literally, I am on it. But the same thing, I love Cape Town is one of my favorite cities in the world, really. There's always this notion of like, where would I live outside of like New York City? And when I went to Cape Town, I've been to many other countries and cities, but like Cape Town's one that gravitated towards me and said, you know what, I could actually live here like year round for exactly the reasons why you mentioned it. But I will say something really interesting as we kind of wrap up, just to kind of just think about it though. I remember being in the cab and talking to someone from Cape Town. He asked me how much, am I enjoying the trip? I was like, oh my God, I was in this bliss. Oh my God, I love it. It's amazing. It's incredible. And he kind of sobered me up for a moment, and he said, you are experiencing this beautiful city at the expense of others who don't have the opportunity to experience it the way that you are, right? And just sobered me up to realization of just the history and the complications that exist in South Africa, right? And what they need to grow through as well. And so it's still a city and a country that is in dynamics and flux, but what better way than to have a sport be able to come and maybe hopefully moderate that country and be a neutralizer. Right?
Hopefully that's the goal, and to really be charitable with our grassroots and really help them also. But yes, definitely through sports help unify it. Yeah. So that's the goal.
Well, let's say I have two jobs with you then. So just the chief content officer and then the chief and the corporate social responsibility.
You guys see how he just did that again?
Yeah. So I
it's that Michigan education going to work.
Listen, Ron, I cannot thank you enough, man, for being on here. You really just brought some light to like a really interesting twist on how we should get together for our fitness, I think. But the major takeaway is really focus on our core. Right, and the fundamentals.
All day, core, baby.
And really think about it, man, even be metaphorical. Core and fundamentals, going back to the roots, origin, origination, that is Africa.
Going back to the roots,
See
baby.
what we did there? Couldn't think of a
Can't
better
wait
way
to get
end.
there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Rob, man, congratulations to you, man. I'm so proud of you,
much,
man.
Thank you
How
very
can people
much,
reach
Mike.
out to you more? We'll make sure we put your information at the bottom here. Maybe talk to that camera right there and let people know how to reach you.
I'm on quick, Instagram, the THE, Ray, RAE, Effect 75. I'm right there. You can hit me up. You can DM me. And I respond to everything. I don't have like a computer or assistance on the other end. I'll respond back. Right?
It really is just him. And if he's not doing it, hit me up and I'll make sure he responds to you. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, you can catch me at I am Mike Muse, M-U-S and Sam E. Till next time, peace.
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this.